Hello, 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 guys. Welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome to Workouts for Older Men Live. I am Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are here today. When you come on to this live broadcast, make sure that you say hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Tell me what you're loving about this continual connection. Just 2 men, a little bit older, going through this journey of life, putting a high priority on our fitness. Tell me what you're loving about these Workouts for Older Men live broadcasts, these continual connecting that we do. Virtual training partners. All right, tell me what you're loving about this live broadcast, whether you're watching me live on a replay version, whether you're watching me on my Facebook page, at Skip LaCour page, or on YouTube. And that's at Skip LaCour. I'm so glad to hear most of the men who love this information, love this connection, love this passion and energy towards fitness. They're watching the replay version, so that's great too. Continue to post your questions, your comments, your suggestions. Say hello when you're watching this in the replay version. I'll connect with you during this broadcast. Hello, Guy. Hello, Brian. Hello, Christian, Yoas, Pete, Masashi, Mark. Good to have you guys here. Whether I connect with you live when you join me for these Workouts for Older Men live broadcasts, or on the replay version, I'm going to connect with you. I'm going to answer your questions. Again, you see that on YouTube. See me answering your questions all throughout the day, all throughout the week, anytime you post them, and on Facebook too. Love this connection. Love going through this journey of life with you. In this video, I want to tell you how many times you should weigh yourself, right? Hear a lot of differing opinions. How often should you weigh yourself, especially if you're trying to lose weight? Here we are. It's the new year. Maybe you've made the commitment to put a higher priority on your fitness. Maybe that's why you're here, watching these Workouts for Old Men live videos. You see me doing some ab exercises there, right? Maybe you want to get that flat stomach. You're focused on what is the right ab training routine. What do you have to do in the gym to look the way that you want in the mirror? Right? How do you lose that body fat? How do you get those abs? What exercise do you need to do? Well, if you've been following these live broadcasts, you'll hear me say it a lot. I specialize. I mean, my passion, my focus, my determined focus is just helping men like me. Here I'm at 56 years old, passionate about fitness, want to take it to a higher level. Older men, we look at the world differently at this age. We got more time behind us than we do in front of us. For many of us, we got to make the best with what we have. Right now, this is the best time going forward that we have to take care of our body. You want to put a higher priority. Maybe we got to do it for more energy, to produce more, right? We don't move around. We don't even think the same as we did when we were young. You got to make the most out of this body of ours. We got to eat right. We got to work out. We got to train, whatever you call it. We got to take that to the higher levels. Maybe you're feeling some health scares that you got to do that, right? So if this is what you're putting your energy into, I want to help you do that. We're in the same group now. I used to be that competitive bodybuilder where I did everything all the time. All I thought about was training. But now it's in the context of my busy, productive life. And I know you're in that situation too. That's all the men who I talk to all day long. Got a 12-week transformation journey that men just like you are joining. There's still time left. I want to talk about that too. But you want to lose that body fat. Right? Many times guys go from training routine to training routine to training routine. Right? And they're looking in the mirror. They might like what they look. They look better than most men their age, but most men our age, they're not even working out at all. Right? So we're appreciative. There's a higher level. We want to look more like me. What is it? What is the right training routine? Right? And I always want to just emphasize that if you don't like the way you look in the mirror, many times, especially if you look good in the arms, maybe, always can look better in the legs, but it's really thick around the trunk. Maybe you have a protruding stomach, maybe not, maybe it's flat, but you want it even more defined. You got those love handles, You got those man boobs going on, even though you're relatively lean and you work out a lot. It's going to be the focus on your diet, your nutrition. It's really important. And I'll always tell you, if you don't like what you look in the mirror, especially at this age, that amount of muscle that you build, hey, have at it, right? Let's work hard to maintain, let's build some, but we're not going to make massive shifts in the amount of muscle mass that we gain at this age, but we can really ratchet down. We can really focus on that nutrition, and that's what's going to get us looking leaner, give us that appearance of more size. All right, so maybe for you, you want to look better in the mirror, and you need to put that priority on losing that body fat, losing weight. So the question, what I want to talk about is how often you should weigh yourself as you go through this process. Right, you hear a lot of different things. So let's talk about some of the things that you hear, and then I'm going to tell you from my experience helping out men, just like you also going through the journey, what I want to suggest that you do when it comes to the approach, the strategy. How often should you weigh yourself? Well, a lot of things you might hear, tell me if you've heard these type of things, is don't worry about the scale. Look, the mirror is what's important. Shouldn't worry about the scale, right? Definitely agree with you. If you're happy with the way you look in the mirror, really doesn't matter, I guess, what the scale says, right? But many times that's not the case. It's like we always want more. We need other ways to measure it, right? Sometimes, maybe you've gone through this, is that the weight creeps up without you knowing it. And sometimes, if life is going well or whatever, we can be too hard on ourselves, too easy on ourselves. And we'll see what we want to see in the mirror. How many times have you looked at an old picture of you and you think, how did I ever let myself get that out of shape? It snuck up on you. Even when you're looking in the mirror all the time, trying to evaluate your physique and your progress and your diet, that day-to-day looking in the mirror, sometimes it plays tricks on us. And maybe you know that. Sometimes you look in the mirror and go, yeah, I'm the man, right? And then it's the very next day. It could be 12 hours later, and you think, who am I kidding? I suck. Sometimes just using that gauge in the mirror isn't good enough. Right? We need some other factors to help us come up with the right direction to go from this point forward. Right? Sometimes you hear people say, just weigh yourself every few days. You don't want to get obsessed with weighing yourself. Right? There's a challenge doing that too, is because our body fluctuates so much. Right? Maybe you weighed yourself in the morning. It's the same training, the same eating. You're just as disciplined, right? And you weigh more a couple days later, right? It fluctuates, right? So if you only weigh yourself every couple days, it could be in the morning, it could be night, it could be how much fluid your muscles are carrying at that time, how much you have in your still bowel movement still there, right? So if you can, and it could be up or down, and so if you had a bad, some guys sometimes they have a bad week of eating, but for whatever reasons that number is lower on the scale. When they weigh themselves and they say, hey, I kicked my body into a higher metabolism, that not training, not doing my cardio, and eating all those meals, it stimulated me to lose weight. Look, because the last time I weighed myself was 5 days ago, and now I'm down on the scale. All right, you going down on the scale after weighing yourself every few days, 5 days, that's not an indication that you did a lot of things right or a lot of things wrong necessarily. So that's not a good way to monitor this every few days, although that can prevent you from obsessing about your weight, right? How about in the morning, right? I only weigh myself in the morning, right, where I'm at my lightest, right? Could be good, right? Certainly weighing yourself at night, especially if you're trying to lose weight, that might be frustrating, right? I know I'm doing everything right, and I weigh more, right? So what's the best way? Is it never weigh yourself? Is it weigh yourself every few days? Is it weigh yourself only in the morning? Or is it weigh yourself at night? See, you know what I say? I say weigh yourself. If this is something that you're focused on, something we have to remember about life. I don't care who you are. The more you focus on anything you're trying to do, I don't care if it's business, relationships, whatever skill level, training in the gym, it could be your reading comprehension, things you need to do at work. The more we think about it, sometimes it's overwhelming, I know, but the more we think, the more we monitor, the more we assess anything that we say we want to improve upon, we just can't help but find distinctions, differences. We make connections to the thing we're doing that led to this outcome. You know, sometimes it gets overwhelming, but the way to mastery is to constantly monitor, assess, and evaluate. And if you're going to put all this time into your training and you're going to watch where you're making those sacrifices, you know, monitoring with the weight so it doesn't slip away is the best thing to do, right? Even though you may not like that number on the scale. You catch trends. I say you should weigh yourself in the morning and in the evening. The morning and the evening. And let me tell you why. Again, the more you think about it, the more you look in the mirror, the more you train, the more you exercise, the more you think, the more you watch videos through this type of connection. You can't help but put together distinctions in subtle, not so subtle ways. Just through that total immersion, you're going to get better. It's going to pay up over time where, you know, months from now, you're not going to have to do all this because it's going to click about everything that it takes. Right? You're going to see yourself at your lowest point in the morning. You're going to see yourself at your highest point at night. And then you're going to see in the morning it'll fluctuate. And it has nothing to do with good training habits or eating habits or bad training habits. As you continually do those habits, it's going to gradually go down, but it's going to fluctuate in the morning. It's going to fluctuate at night, right? And then when you start understanding the connection between what you do on a continual basis, your consistency, and that inconsistency of the weight, you're going to understand how it all works. All right, you're going to know what to do and what not to do. And again, that, along with in the mirror, tracking, monitor, progress, going to get better at what you do. So you hear a lot of things, and most of it's with the psychology of losing weight and monitoring yourself, how often you should weigh yourself. I say if you're dedicated, you're focused, the more you assess, monitor, keep track of everything you can't help but master. It may feel painful, it may feel tedious, but in the long run, you're going to just build this level of mastery by that type of immersion. So I say you should weigh yourself in the morning and at the night while you're watching your training and your eating and your cardio and all that as you go and do this weight loss. All right, so hey, I want you to go to skiplecore.com/transformation. In about a week and a half, I'm starting, but I start the one-on-one coaching sessions now with this 12-week fitness transformation for older men and a whole lot more. I'll post that link down below. We've already had a lot of men training, already starting on the journey. I'm already completing their one-on-one coaching. There's still time for you. Time is running out. Space is limited. And the price is going up. So you want to take action now. Even if you're the slightest bit interested, go to skiplecore.com/transformation. Watch the video. Read everything this entails to this group fitness and the one-on-one time with me. Fill out the questionnaire. I'll reach out to you. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you on the phone because I really want the right group of men. I want you to be ready, right, when you go in to this. And I'll talk to you on the phone. We'll see if it's a good fit. All right, so that's going to do it. Let's see. Hello, Bill. Good to have you here. Bayou. Hello. Mohammed from Morocco. Ruben. Good to have you here. Eris is here. Daniel is here from Midland, Texas. Sam. Maria is here. Zengdawi is here. Mike is here. Brandon, Korn, Tony from Michigan. Good to have you here. Good morning to you, sir. Darren is here. All right, guys. Craig, Musashi, Mark, Guy. We've got a lot of guys watching here today. All right, guys, so that's going to do it. Hey, thank you so much for joining me, our daily connection for Workouts for Older Men Live. Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Remember, if you're a little bit older like me, got a busy, productive life, we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. We got to lose that weight. We got to monitor, assess. We got to train. We got to eat. We have to put this lifestyle together, our fitness, make it a priority. We got to do it with a sense of urgency. Got more time behind us than in front of us. Also got to produce. Probably a leader in your job, in your business. You've got to lead your family. Got to love, connect with that sense of urgency. Again, we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. So have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.